Hello and welcome to Loquitur Gaming. I'm going to continue on and probably finish up my campaign of the Dunwich Legacy for the Arkham Horror card game. This is the last scenario. I may actually play a one-off scenario. I haven't really decided yet. One of the ones that I have, since I've got some nice beefed up decks built here. This is Lost in Time and Space. All right, so let's read the flavor text. Passing through the gate is unlike anything you've ever experienced. You feel your body twisting and distorting, churning through realities as the gate pulls you to its ultimate destination, a place beyond the scope of human imagination. Suddenly, all is quiet and the chaos of the journey is replaced with a sense of solitude and dread. You're in an unfathomable place, vast beyond your ability to reason and utterly alien besides. The landscape is surreal and strange, the architecture impossible. You are so far from home that home has become a threadbare dream you can barely recall. Even should you find a way out of this awful place, you may never be the same again. So setup, I had to grab some encounter sets, put another dimension into play, and I've already got it revealed because that's where we're going to start. And we had to set aside the Yog Sothoth, I guess, and a Tear Through Time and the Edge of the Universe. So Tear Through Time connects with another dimension, and the Edge of the Universe, I don't see anything that it connects to, but this stuff is just supposed to be set aside, out of play over there. We've got the remainder of the encounter stuff here. I pile shuffled it pretty good before I started recording, so should just need to give it a little bit of a once over here, and then we'll cut like that. Let's straighten these out. I've adjusted the lighting a little bit. It looked kind of bright last time, so playing around with some of the settings and stuff. So there are locations that are in that encounter deck. They're one-sided locations, and it says they're supposed to be revealed. They come out on the revealed side when they get drawn, I guess, during the Mythos phase, and I'm guessing that's how we're going to just find locations to travel to and get clues. Rex is still our lead investigator. I didn't buy any cards. I didn't really have any plans for any particular upgrades past where I was. I probably could have looked, but I just wanted to get going, and I'm okay with where the decks are, I guess. We do have Charisma and Keen Eye. That's hiding behind me right down here for Zoe. And Rex has Charisma and Higher Education. We can take a look at another dimension. Forced, when a location leaves play, move each investigator and unengaged enemy at that location to another dimension. Cannot be canceled. I'm assuming when the investigator moves, if they have an engaged enemy, it just moves with them like normally. We'll check out the agenda. All is one. Pathways of sound and color extend for an eternity in all directions. Dotted with impossible architecture and overgrown with alien wildlife. The lines between objects are jagged and shifting, and your skin feels as if it were inside out. There's a forced effect. After you are moved to a location by an encounter card effect, take one horror. Okay, that's not great for Zoe. Rex has more mental prowess. Out of this world, somehow you find your way across this alien landscape in order to find the nexus that was described in old Whatley's tome. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Choose a location discarded by this effect and resolve its revelation ability. So does it come into play? The scenario includes several single-side locations. These locations only have a revealed side and have a revelation effect that puts them into play when drawn. That effect does not draw them. That effect on there says discard. So I don't think it would get put into play if you use this action. Maybe this is just a way to thin the deck out. I don't know. And we need 2 clues per investigator to finish the act. Let's draw some starting hands. 5 cards for Rex. Look for any... I did not get any weaknesses. I've got a Mind Over Matter. Shortcut. We don't really have any locations to move to, so we'll probably mulligan that one. We don't have any clues out yet either, so we'll probably mulligan... I may just mulligan this whole hand. Mind Over Matter's okay in case we get some enemies early. But I think I want some investigation assets, so I'm just going to go for all 5. Any weaknesses? No. We got Professor Warren Rice. He's an investigating asset. Laboratory Assistant will help us draw some cards. And the Good Doctor. We can't change any of these now. I'm just going through what I've got. Now these are going to get shuffled back in. So, would have been nice to get some magnifying glasses. Those, I've got those beefed up magnifying glasses. Oopsie. Kind of come back into your hand, and then that can help actually power higher education, I guess. Let's see what Zoe gets. I know I shuffled her stuff. I think I shuffled her stuff. Let's do it real quick one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Weaknesses, no. So we got Zoe's cross, which is nice. Flashlight, but no other fighting assets. We're going to hold on to Zoe's cross. Oh, lucky. This could be a mistake, but I want to hold on to lucky. No, I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time. I want to weapon out 2, 3, 4. Weakness. I got 2 weaknesses in there. A 3rd weakness. Lightning gun. And Beat Cop and Zoe. Oh boy. We got a lot of expensive stuff. 5 resources only. I'm still not sure about that action. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Choose a location discarded by this effect and resolve its revelation ability. Yeah, it's discarded, so it doesn't get put into play. So I guess we just have to wait until they come up during the Mythos phase. Does that give me a lot of time to build, maybe? But only 4 Doom, and the agenda's going to move on. There was no other setup in here. I don't have to add any Doom or anything. No, these are all resolutions. Okay. I think I go for Beat Cop first with Zoe. Save up for Lightning Gun next. Emergency cash would have been nice. So let's just start. Since Zoe's not going to have a whole lot to do, I think I'm just going to play Beat Cop. Because there's nowhere for me to go. I just have to wait until I think I get locations out of there. So we'll spend 4 for that, and 1 for Zoe's Cross, in case we get engaged with an enemy during the Mythos phase, and we'll take a resource. That's Zoe. Rex, we want the Professor and the Lab Assistant to draw some cards. Yeah, I'm gonna play those 2 for all of Rex's resources. Draw 2 cards from Lab Assistant. Amnesia. Don't need to keep that. We can get rid of this because we don't have any connecting locations to go to. I think we'll keep Unexpected Courage just because it's 2 wilds instead of 2, only 2 will. I guess that's an okay time for that to come out. We still have a action left. Something in my eye. Let's take a resource. Or should I take a card? No, I think that's okay. Okay, we're done. We didn't move anywhere. There's no enemies with Hunter, no enemies to fight. I didn't flip anybody over. Draw and get resources. Machete, now we're like weapon rich. And draw. Magnifying glass, okay. Which we can't play right now because there's no clues at our location. Go to the top of the round, put a Doom, and bad cards. Rex's bad card is Collapsing Reality. If you are at an extra dimensional location, discard it and take 1 damage, otherwise take 2 damage. Not at an extra dimensional location. So I can't discard it and take a damage. I have to take 2 damage. So we'll put 1 on the Lab Assistant and 1 on the Professor. Zoe's card is another Hex. Revelation. Test 5 will. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of your deck. She's got a 4. And so she's down by 1. The only thing she really has is double or nothing, or she could use lucky, but I don't know. Oh, we didn't look at this. Let's take a peek at this real quick. This is the easy standard side. Skulls -1 for each extra dimensional location in play, max -5. Hooded figure again is reveal another token. If you fail after this skill test, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a location is discarded. Put that location into play and move there. See, this one specifically says to then put it into play. Broken Tablets -3. If the bad guy's in play, it attacks you after this skill test. And Cthulhu Mask -X, where X is the shroud value of your location. Holy cow, the starting location is a 6 shroud. All right. So I'm at -1 right now. And this was reveal another token. If you fail after this skill test, discard card from the top of the encounter deck until it location is revealed, and then move there. Wow. So -4 means I fail by 5. So 1, 2. There's my emergency cash. Brother Xavier is 3. Dr. Francis Morgan is 4. And Unexpected Courage is 5. No weaknesses could have come out. But now I have to, because I failed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a location is discarded. And it's the top one is a location. Tear through space. It has Surge. I don't think that matters because this is not the Mythos phase. Put Tear through space into play. Forced. At the end of the round, either place 1 Doom on Tear through space or discard it. 1 Shroud, eh? We got all kinds of table space this direction. Okay, oops. Those were our bad cards. Put that location into play and move there. So Zoe gets moved there because she drew that card. So it's our turn. Oops, I forgot to put the clue. Zoe is going to I might as well just investigate. I guess it doesn't have to be Zoe, right? Man, I got something in my throat. Rex can move for 1. He can investigate at a +3, +4. So he's at a +4. Okay, that's -3, so he gets the clue. Oh, I could have put my magnifying glass out as well. But Professor Warren Rice, after you discover the last remaining clue at the location, you can exhaust him to draw a card. And we got Perception. So that was 2, and let's just move back for 3. He's done. Zoe will move for 1, and let's take a resource. So we'll go from 2, I don't know why I grabbed another one, to 4. And that's us. Oops. This has to go back in the bag. No enemies with the hunter keyword. Nobody engaged to attack. These would reset, but I don't need to do that. That resets. And we draw and get resources. Smite the Wicked. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. Attach Smite the Wicked to that enemy and spawn it at the location farthest from you. When the game ends, if attached enemy is in play, you suffer 1 mental trauma. Now, is this actually a blessing in disguise? It's a location. Hex, location. Hex, here we go. Servant of the Lurker. Okay, location farthest away from me. Here. Let's take a look at this. The Servant of the Lurker attacks you. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. And she needs her resource. So not a great draw. Rex. Dr. Christopher. Decent draw. And that. We're going to be an investigating powerhouse here in a minute. Okay, so that was draw. Hand sizes are fine. Now we are at the end of the round, and Tear Through Space is at the end of the round. Either place 1 Doom on Tear Through Space or discard it. So I'm going to elect to discard it. But now what happens to this guy? I think I said it's a blessing in disguise because I think it goes away. Let's try discard. Or how about location cards? 14. Leaves play. Following consequence return all tokens on the card are returned. All attachments on the card are discarded, all lasting effects. I think it goes away. Locations enter play. The first time a location is entered. Doesn't really say under location or leaves play anything specific about location cards. Discard piles. No, I mean, unless it moves to the next location. I'm going to throw in a cut and look it up online real quick. I'll be right back. All right, my very brief looking, it looks like it just gets discarded. So there we go. So that was end of the round. Now we go to this. We place a Doom and encounter cards. Rex's encounter card is an enemy. Prey with the lowest willpower hunter. So he drew it. Conglomeration of Spheres has a lot of health. 6 health, but only 1 fight. So Zoe's card is Visions of the Futures Past. Oh, this is the same card we just got last time. She's flying through her deck, which might not be a good thing. So she starts at -1. Ooh, Elder Sign is +1. So it's even, so she passes. That's nice. That was a good time to draw that. But not a location. Oh, I cannot use a melee card on the Conglomeration of Spheres. No, that's kind of a bummer. It is our turn. How much damage can I do? Double the difficulty of the skill test if the skill test is successful. Resolve the effects of the successful test twice. This could be a good time for double or nothing, right? Zoe's going to go first. She's going to attack the Conglomeration of Spheres that's engaged with Rex. Do we want to do that, or do we just want to engage it as the action? So we can do a damage, do another damage. But then, and I hate to lose my machete that way. We're going to do this actually first. Rex is going to try to damage it. Rex is going to fight. He's got a 2 fight. Against its strength of 1, so he's up by 1. Have him put some damage on it. What is this? -1 for each extra dimensional location in play, which is none, so he beats it by 1. So that's 1. My second action is a 0, so still +1. Third action is a -1, so even money. So good job, Rex. So I just want to keep track. Rex is done. Zoe, her first action will be to engage the bad guy, which gives her a resource, and she's going to use Zoe's cross to damage it, spending the same resource you just got. And then she's just going to attack. She's not going to damage it with Beat Cop for her second and third action. So her second action, she's at 4, 5 to its 1, so she's up by 4. -2 takes it to +2, and she's doing it again at +4. What is this? -X, where X is the shroud value. That's not good. Okay, so she fails. Because the shroud value is 6. I was up by 4, that's -2. I don't really want to use my lucky right now because I could just, I'm just going to Beat Cop it. So in the next player window, I will use Beat Cop. Do a damage to Beat Cop to do the 6th damage to the enemy, and it's gone. So then we would get to its turn. It doesn't have to hunt. It's dead. So we reset everything. And we draw and get resources. Overpower and resource. 3, 4. Another Milan Christopher. And we'll go from 3 to 4. All right. 3 out of 4 there. Bad cards. Interstellar Traveler. Spawn at any extra dimensional location. When Interstellar Traveler enters a location, flip 1 clue in that location to its doom side and place it on Interstellar Traveler, or place 1 doom Interstellar Traveler if there are no clues on that location. So what happens if there's no place for it to spawn? No legal place for it to spawn. 19. Hopefully this is quick and I don't have to throw in another cut. If an enemy has no spawn instruction, has no legal location to spawn, it does not spawn and is discarded instead. Haha, sucker. And Zoe's card is a location. Revelation, put Endless Bridge into play and lose 2 resources. She was just at where she could play Lightning Gun. Forced, after an investigator leaves Endless Bridge, either place 1 doom in Endless Bridge or discard it. Okay, we've got 2 clues there. Okay, so those are bad cards. Rex will go, he'll move. He'll move for 1. It's a Shroud of 4. Let's play Dr. Christopher for 4. That's 2. We've got 1 action left. Maybe I don't play Dr. Christopher yet. I want to I want to investigate and be able to move away. Because it seems like you kind of don't want these things out there. If we move for 1, we can magnifying glass because there are clues there. It's fast, doesn't cost an action. So now we're sitting at 4, 5, 6. Before I do that, I've got 5 cards in hand. I'm going to spend 1 resource to get +2. I'm trying to beat this test by 2 or more to discover both of those clues in 1 shot. So now we're at 4, 5, 6, 7. Magnifying glass is 8 to 4. And I'm going to play perception to make it 10 to 4, so I'm up by 6. I really want to get this done and get out of there with my last action. So up by 6, it's a +1. So I win by 7, which means I get both of the clues because of his ability. This gets discarded, but because I was successful, I get to draw a card. I can also, because I took the last clue, exhaust the professor and draw a card. Okay, we got an emergency cash. That's nice. Magnifying glass has to go back into my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oops. And then with my last action with Rex, I'm going to move. And since I moved away, I have to discard that. Now, this is what we're going to do with Zoe. We're going to resource, and play lightning gun. So she goes from 4 to 6, and then we spend all 6 for lightning gun. And it's going to get 3 ammo markers on it. Let's take a peek at lightning gun. It's pretty amazing. You can spend an ammo to fight +5 attack, dealing 2 extra damage. And it takes up both hands. Okay, so that's Zoe. No enemies, so let's just reset. And get to the draw and resource. So we draw a dodge and resource. Draw, that's under perception. And resource, oopsie. All right, but now we are going to have to advance the act. Oh, Zoe should have taken a horror when she got moved. Let's do that, I forgot about that. She was forced to move to that other location, the first location that was revealed. I'm just gonna leave that there for now. All right. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck, then discard cards from the top until a location is discarded. The lead investigator resolves that location's revelation effect. Check the campaign log. If the investigators fail to save the students, read the following. Yes, we failed to save the students. A huge canine creature, alien to your eyes and yet familiar, appears before you. The creature rushes forward, and you prepare to fend it off. But to your surprise, it runs through you, towards a building that wasn't behind you moments before. Derby Hall from Miskatonic University. The creature bursts through the building's front door, and you hear screams of panic from inside, followed by the crunch of snapping bones and cries of pain. Each investigator takes 1 horror regardless of their location. Oh, you know what I should have done? I don't know if I had the beat cop out when I took that horror. But we're going to have some allies take the horror. And now we got to do the top part. So we are going to... Let's do a fast pile shuffle. We were somewhere between a third and a halfway through the deck because of the digging for, what did I dig for? That monster, I guess it was, that got discarded right away. We need one more clue to advance the act. The new agenda. You can read that while I shuffle this, because we've finished everything else on here. Yes. So that one's done. Let's read the new agenda. Past, present, and future. As you cross this realm, you'll catch occasional glimpses of reality. Senses from old memories, more recent visions from the past few days, and sometimes even events that you do not remember ever happening. Forced after your move to location. It's the same thing. Take a horror. So we got to dig through here until we find a location. Let's cut it. And we'll just dig until we get to a location and just resolve its revelation. Put dimensional doorway into play. Then draw the topmost hex card in the encounter discard pile. Okay, so dimensional doorway? Oh, put it into play. At the end of your turn, if you are at dimensional doorway, you must either spend 2 resources or shuffle dimensional doorway into the encounter deck. It's going to come out with 2 clues. And then we have to draw the topmost hex from the discard pile, which is this one. This is all still just the Doom phase here. Choose one of the following card types: asset, event, or skill. Each player must discard each card in his or her hand that is of the chosen card type. If this is not the first copy of the Terror from Beyond drawn this phase, choose 2 card types instead. Okay, so I'm going to say, is this the lead investigator, I guess? Who has to choose this? Draw the topmost hex card in the encounter discard pile. I guess it's the lead investigator. The lead investigator does not want to give up his skill cards or his asset cards, so he's going to say event, even though it's going to cost him his emergency cash. And each investigator, and I have to do this without like looking over here. So event cards are getting discarded. Dodge is a bummer. Oh, lucky. Darn it. Why do I have a terrible memory? That's how it would have played out if 2 people were playing, I'm assuming, just because most of the cards in this player's hand were not event cards. Now we gotta draw bad cards. Rex's bad card is Beyond the Veil. It gets Surge. Put Beyond the Veil into play in your threat area if there's no copy of Beyond the Veil. Oh, this is if your deck runs out, you basically die. You take 10 damage. And it gains Surge. You must either choose to draw 2 cards and place 2 Doom on the current agenda, or take 2 Horror. It's going to take 2 Horror, 1 on the Professor, and 1 on himself. Zoe's bad card is Wormhole. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a location is discarded. Resolve that location's revelation ability, then move to that location. Okay. Enemy. That's a terror card. Location. Put Endless Bridge into play and lose 2 resources. These are all connected. Two clues. For Shroud, 2 Shroud. Zoe has to move there. When she moves there, she has to take a Horror. Now it is our turn. At the end of your turn, if you're at Dimensional Doorway, you must either spend 2 resources or shuffle Dimensional Doorway into the encounter deck. Then where does he go? Just to an adjacent location, I guess? I think that's going to happen even if you're not there, because it doesn't say if you're there. Oh yeah, it does. It says if you are at Dimensional Doorway. That's 1. This is 2. Or that's not 2, sorry. That's a shroud of 2, so we would be at 4, 5, 6. We'd be up by 4. I'm still contemplating the Dr. Milan Christopher or not. I'm up by 4, which is probably enough. Yeah. So our second action will be to investigate at a +4. -1, so that's +3, so that triggers. We get 2 clues. Which is fine. This has to go back in. Now, I don't want to end his turn yet. Magnifying glass has to go back into his hand. There's no clues left there. We've done 2 actions, right? Turning in the clues does not take an action, so we will spend 4 clues. Hope this helps me remember he's got 1 action left. A light shimmers in the distance, and you head toward it to investigate. The wispy light drifts away from you, floating through the realm's strange gateways, ascending looping staircases, and crossing through barriers you dared not cross earlier. With little chance of finding the nexus on your own, you follow the light, hoping it is guiding you in the right direction. Put the set aside the edge of the universe location into play. Okay, you must have at least 2 clues in order to move to the edge of the universe. Okay. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to look at the other side yet. And oh, we don't want Dimensional Doorway to go away because it actually connects to the edge of the universe. No, it goes like this. He's only got 1 clue left. What else should we need to be doing? So that's the end of this. We got to look at this act here. You continue to follow the wisp of light through the treacherous landscape. Though the treacherous landscape makes it a difficult quarry to chase. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Choose a location discarded by this effect and resolve its revelation ability. If an investigator enters the edge of the universe, advance. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. No locations. Oh shoot, that's an action. Darn it. Ah, crud. All right, these three have to go back and I'm going to shuffle it. I don't know why I was reading that like it was an instruction to do. It's an action you can take. So what is Zoe going to do then? After investigator leaves Endless Bridge, either place one doom or discard it. There's not really much prep that Zoe needs to do. I think Rex's last move is going to be down to here, so we don't have to worry about staying at Dimensional Doorway. Shroud of 4. This seems like weak sauce, but I'm just going to get resources. I do not want to dig through her deck anymore. She's had a lot of cards discarded. Okay, no enemies, nobody with Hunter, so we just reset, I guess. Did I use the Professor to draw a card? I don't think I did. Oh well, whatever, it's fine. I forgot. So let's get cards. I've already got this hand up. Ooh, the disc, it's nice. And a resource, grab our resource, and a card. It's a flashlight, which we can't even put out because we've got the lightning gun in both of our hands. But we could use it for its icon. Okay, top of the round, I'm thinking. Bad cards. Rex's card is Wormhole. Discard the top card until you find a location and do its revelation. Wow, look at all these bad guys. Tear through space. This has Surge, but I think that's when you draw it during the Mythos phase. Put Tear through space into play. At the end of the round, either place one doom on it or discard it. So what does this connect to? It connects to triangle, square, and green. Okay, so this one connects this way, but not back that direction. But triangle and red square, these two connect to each other. And there is a clue there. So that's Rex's bad card. Zoe's bad card is Vast Expanse. If there are no extra dimensional locations in play, it gets Surge. Otherwise, test Willpower X, where X is the extra dimensional locations in play. 1, 2, 3. So it's Willpower 3. She starts at a 4. She's at +1. And she has nothing that she can do to make it better. Well, Beat Cop might be taking some damage here. Okay, she's at +1. -1 makes it 0, so she passed. All right, that was bad cards. Triangle, yes, and that connects red, so they do connect to each other. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Can you trade clues? Actions. I thought maybe there was some way you could trade stuff. 6, if you're at the same location. A clue under his control. Maybe not. It's going to be hard for Zoe. Well, maybe after this flips over, the 2 clue requirement will be gone. I'm going to start with Rex first. There are clues. Let's see. If he plays Dr. Mill and Christopher, that's 1. Get those clues is 2. Move away is 3. Okay, so he'll play Dr. Mill and Christopher for 1 action. Magnifying glass is free. So our investigation is 1, 2, 3. Is 7 against the 4. We're up by 3. I'm going to spend this resource to get +2, so I'm up by 5. I want to get both of these clues. I'm up by 5. -2, so I win by 3. It's a good thing I did that, because I would have only succeeded by 1 if I had not done that. So we get both of those. Magnifying glass shoots back up into the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want a Professor Warren Rice because I do not want to go through this too fast because of Beyond the Veil, and there's other things that are affecting the number of cards that get discarded from the hand. So that was 2 actions. He's going to move back to there. Then after an investigator, and that's his last thing, his last action. After investigator leaves Endless Bridge, either place 1 doom in Endless Bridge or discard it. I'm going to discard it. Now this, I might have missed this earlier. This force goes into effect. She gets moved back to another dimension. These go away. His turn is over. We'll go to Zoe's turn. Her first action will be to move here. And she will investigate. It's a Shroud of 1. I really don't know what else to do with her, so we might as well just try to get this clue. Because there's no enemies for her to fight. And this goes away. I successfully investigated. I could have used Dr. Mill and Christopher to get a resource. So she starts at 2. We'll commit Flashlight to make it 3. So I'm up by 2. Oh, darn. X is the shroud value of your location. Oh, so it's only 1. She was up by 2. Hey, that worked out. That was a good time to draw that dumb thing. She gets this. She'll move back for her 3rd one. And there are no bad guys to hunt us out right now. Dynamite Blast. So she'll go from 5 to 6, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He draws a Mind Over Matter for his 7th card. Got his resource. Okay. End of the round, Tear Through Space says at the end of the round, either place 1 Doom on it or discard it. We can discard it now with no worries. We got the clue. I believe that is it. Okay, start of the next round. Doom. Bad cards. Rex's card is test 5 willpower for each point you fail by discard the top card of your deck. So he's at a 3. We do not want to be discarding cards. We've got Guts to make it 5. And we'll spend a resource to make it 7, so we're up by 2. That should reset. We are up by 2. And we get a -3, so we have to discard a card. Oh, Pathfinder. If you would have asked me what card of any card that I did not want to lose that way in his deck, I would have said Pathfinder. And I failed, so I don't get to draw a card for Guts either. Whatever, that's okay. Zoe's card is, if there are no extra dimensional locations in play, but there are, so otherwise test. Oh, so there's only 1, so we have to test willpower 1. She has a 4. We're not committing her Dynamite Blast to this. So she's up by 3. Hooded Figure. Reveal another token. If you fail after this skill test, discard cards until you find a location and then move there. Okay, we're still up by 3. That's a -3, so that's even, so we pass. And it is our turn. So Rex is going to go first. He's going to move 1. Nothing bad about moving through there, just bad about staying there. And 2. And he has 3 clues total, so he meets the requirement of the 2 clues. All right. You must have at least 2 clues in order to move, yes. Investigators at the edge of the universe cannot draw cards during the upkeep phase. But there are 4 clues here. Okay, we entered the edge of the universe. So this investigator enters the edge of the universe, advance. You reach an impossibly dense pitch black void and realize that this place is where all of reality, all that is and all that ever will be, ends. In its center, you see a minuscule rift suspended just out of reach. When you peer through the tear, you are surprised to see the peak of Sentinel Hill. Somehow, you've reached the other side of the rift. Now you must find a way to close it for good. Okay. Here is our next card. Close the rift. The unearthly stones on the ground are inscribed with some sort of seal. Approaching them causes a voice to enter your mind, speaking in an alien tongue. Discard the top 3 cards. Okay, that's an action. I can do that. Objective. Only investigators at the edge of the universe may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance, and we need 6. So we got 3 per investigator. We've already got 3, and there are 4 there. We've used 2 actions already. We can magnifying glass. That's fast. Okay. Our last action is going to be to investigate. So, what's the shroud value? The shroud value is 2. We're at 4, 5, 6, 7. We're up by 5. I think I want to see more cards. Is there a -5 in there? There is a -5 in the bag. I'm going to play this perception. I'm going to be up by 7, but I want to draw the card. I know this is out here, but we're getting, I think, near the end. So I'm not going to worry about it. So what did I say? I'm up by 7. And that is -X, where X is the shroud value. It's 2, so I succeed by 5, which means I can collect 2 clues because of my ability. Dr. Milan Christopher has successfully investigate. I can get a resource. Do I want to draw 2 cards? I don't think so. I'm just going to draw a card from Perception. So I'm not going to use Professor Warren Rice. And I got Shortcut, which would have been good to have 1 turn ago. Because I could have moved once for free and got more clues on his turn and advanced that with all the clues that he had. So now it's Zoe's turn. She does not have enough clues to get into here. I don't want to be here. Or do I care? Should I move closer? That might be dumb because she doesn't have enough clues to get into here anyway. I don't know what to do with her. Let's draw a card and see if she gets something. Prepared for the worst. Search the top 9 cards of your deck for a weapon. So that's 1. Maybe it's not dumb. She could always Dynamite Blast if she had to. The allies could absorb some of the damage that Rex would take. Let's do it, fine. So that's 2. She'll take a resource for 3. At the end of her turn, she has to spend 2, so that doesn't get discarded. So she goes from 7 down to 5. I don't know. I don't know what to do with her at the moment. No enemies to hunt. Let's reset and draw cards and get resources. Internal injury. So she has to spend 2 actions to discard it. Again, where were you just a second ago when I had actions to spend? She's going to get a resource, so from 5 to 6. And Rex draws Deduction, which he could have used last turn to get the additional clue he needed. Everything was like 1 turn away for having my perfect turn last turn. And he'll go from 2 to 3. Any end of the round stuff? I don't think so. So we go to the 3rd Doom there. Bad cards. Rex first. Choose and shuffle a non-story asset you control into your deck and discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If a copy of that asset is discarded, take 2 horror. A non-story asset. How about Dr. Christopher? There's less chance of Dr. Christopher being drawn because I got the other one in my hand. There's another magnifying glass in here, so I put both of those in there, then there's a chance to draw it. Wow, and this deck is pretty thin now. Non-story asset. I don't think higher education was eligible for that because it's a permanent. And we got to get 3 cards to discard. No Dr. Christopher. Oh, the Necronomicon would have been sweet to have. All right, that's his card, Zoe's card. If you're in an extra dimensional location, discard it and take 1 damage. Otherwise, take 2. Okay, so she takes a damage. And this gets discarded. She goes back to here. There's no way she can get to the edge of the universe right now. Nothing connects to anything at the moment. That's interesting. But it is now our turn. Okay, so obviously Rex is going to go first. It's a Shroud of 2. He's at 4, 5, 6. Play deduction for 7, 8. So he's up by 6. Ooh, -5. He only succeeds by 1, so he only gets 1 clue. Oh, no, wait. This thing here says, though, if the skill test is successful, discover 1 additional clue. So he gets it off of deduction, not off of his ability. That goes away. Magnifying glass is going to go back into his hand because that was the last clue at his location. He's done 1 action so far. He's got 2 left. Do I want to draw a card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think so. So this thing says, only investigators at the edge of the university spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has been like the Rex Murphy show. You're utterly exhausted with no idea as to what can be done to close the rift. It is too distant to touch, and nothing you do has any effect. There's nothing here to guide you apart from the unearthly words that are seeping into your mind. Just then you hear a familiar voice within the echoing chorus, and feel yourself compelled to repeat it. Claude Ostium, you whisper at first, the words on the tip of your tongue. You close your eyes to concentrate, and the echo grows louder. When it ends and you open your eyes, you face nothing but an inky abyss, and the terror has vanished. Remove the edge of the universe from the game. Put the set-aside tear through time location into play. Okay, so edge of the universe leaves play. Rex gets transported back here. And tear through time comes out. It has a moon symbol. but this is not connected to any of the moon symbols. However, this one says it is connected to another dimension, so there's a arrow this direction, of all things. Okay. And the last act here finding a new way. With no clear way out of this dimension, you seek another path. It has that same action. Objective, if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. Okay. There must be a resign action on the other side of this. So I think the locations have all said put them into play, the revelation ability. Yeah. So I guess what do we do here? Rex will do this action to reveal 3 cards and pick a location. Put Prismatic Cascade into play and discard a random card from your hand. Put Tear Through Space into play. But none of these connect to the moon. I guess we'll put the Tear Through Space into play. Oh, that's a one-way. It does not connect back. He's got 1 action left. I guess I'd do it again. I need to find a location to get over here. No. Prismatic Cascade. So this is the bad thing, is that now we're getting a bunch of these locations out that you don't necessarily want out, right? And this is another one-way. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough of these one-way arrows. So that's Rex. Another round after the last clue. Okay. I guess Zoe does it also for her first action. And there's no locations. What happens when you draw, when this runs out? You get an encounter card? Well, look at that. Her second action is do it again. This one right here. This one connects. Let's take a look at it. Probably not awesome, but it connects at least. Steps of Yaguro Hall into play. Then draw the topmost Madness card in your discard pile. Please don't let there be a Madness. It's not. Oh, I forgot she had this. Shoot. That's a weakness. That's a task. It doesn't say Madness. Well, we got to do it because it connects. All right, so like this, and like this. 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 So she's going to take a direct damage from this, because she's got one action left, which is going to be her moving. There are 2 clues here. There's nothing bad on here about being at that location, just about leaving. We do not want to fail her test for leaving there either. End of her turn, she's going to take a damage from internal injury. Okay. Still no enemies out there, so let's just reset. Get cards. She's got physical training. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Card. Ooh, Word of Protection. And a resource. Okay, top of the round. Oh wait, actually, this one is going to go away because we'd have to place a Doom there or discard it. So we're going to discard it. Okay, place the 4th Doom on that. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck, then discard card from the top till a location is revealed. The lead investigator resolves that location's revelation effect. Check the campaign log if at least 1 name is recorded under the sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth. Read the following. And there are 2 names there. So we're going to have to shuffle that in a minute. Your familiar voice calling out to you, and you enter an impossibly shaped building of cracked stone. No, don't, the voice cries. You rush toward the voice, down a set of steep, narrow stairs. Upon reaching the bottom, you find yourself in the hidden chamber from Dunwich. Bound by shackles, you see those you fail to save, bloodied and maimed. A creature with a man's face feeds from a corpse on the ground. The head of the corpse turns to face you, and a sharp pain stabs your heart. Each investigator tests willpower X, where X is the number of names recorded under sacrificed to Yog-Sothoth. For each point an investigator fails by, that investigator takes 1 damage. We've got 2 names on our sheet there. So we each have to test 2. Really wish physical training was out already. Let's get this out of the way. We'll start with Zoe. Or we got to do this in order, don't we? So things might get affected. So let's do the encounter card part first, because we're supposed to first shuffle this, and then who knows what the revelation effect might be on the location that we get. I feel like we're so close to this, to winning this, but it's also right at that point where I'm like, this is where an Arkham game can just totally go sideways and dump on you. Zoe is here. Okay, let's cut, and we reveal cards until we find a location. Here we go. Tear through space. The only revelation effect on here is to put it into play, and this is one of those one-directional ones. Okay, so that did not impact anything. Now let's do the tests. So Zoe is up by 2. Okay, she wins. or she passes, I should say. Rex is up by 1. I think I'm going to spend a resource to get 2 from higher education because I've got plenty of cards in my hand. So Rex is up by 3. That's the draw again, and if you fail, then you got to put another location into play. So Rex is up by 3. We got the -1, so we passed. This capsule was coming open. Okay, so Rex passes. We're done with this. Okay, breaking through is a 6 doom. Throughout this warped dimension, no matter where you travel, there is a haunting shape in the distance. At first it appears as a disc, like a black moon with many wriggling arms. But as time passes, you can tell it is growing larger and larger. That sounds like the old one that I do not want to fight. Unless I use my lightning gun and do all kinds of fun damages to it. That was just the Doom, I believe. So now bad cards. Rex's bad card is spawns in another dimension. Okay. Which is where Rex is. Okay, so that's a major bummer. When Ythian Starseeker attacks an investigator with more than 10 cards in his or her discard pile, place 1 Doom on it. That is a major bummer. Okay, Zoe's bad card is the Wormhole, so we have to discard cards until we find a location. Put it into play and discard a random card from your hand. This one connects. This one has all kinds of weird connections. And it's basically the same as this one. I'm just going to leave it like that. These also connect. I don't think I'm going that way, so it's just going to count as an extra dimensional place that's out for one of these extra dimensional cards. Here's the thing. Can Rex handle some damage? Oh, wait. Did I have a way? I don't think you would take attack of opportunities on fast cards, right? Fast, 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 fast. fast. Because fast cards do not cost actions to play, they do not provoke attacks of opportunity. That's what the rule book says. So I think Rex is going to shortcut to here. We're going to pay 1 resource to get +2 book. So he's at 6, 7 book. This is another fast card. The Mind Over Matter is another resource. So we can use his book. So he's at 7. He's going to evade the Yithian. So that's 7 to 5. He's going to commit Unexpected Courage. That's 9 to 5. He's up by 4. And this is still just his first action. He's up by 4. The Shroud value is 3. So he wins by 1. So this gets evaded. And it's just chilling right there. Oh, you know what? I really needed that for the brain. It's okay. But he succeeded by 1, so that's evaded. He's got 2 actions left. He's going to move. When he moves, he has to test 2 willpower. He's at 3. He's only got 4 cards. He's at 3, 4, 5. Five to 2. He's up by 3. Oh, -1, so he succeeded by 2. Okay, so now he's here. We can reveal Terror Through Time. He's still got 1 action left also. Here, spin 2 clues to resign if you find a new path and hope that it leads back to safety. How many clues does he have? He's got 1. With 1 action left, so we need to put 4 clues on there. All right. 1 action left. He will investigate, so he's going to put his magnifying glass out. Shroud of 2, he's at 4, 5, 6 to 2. -2, so he gets 2. And he just needs to last one more turn. He's got 1 card. Okay, now Zoe. She'll move. No. She's gonna play physical training. Does she? Yeah, physical training costs 2. Does she need to do that? It's 4. If she just committed it, it'd be 5, 6. She'd be up by 4. No, she's just going to commit it. I need to save these resources to get book, to investigate, so she can get clues to get out of there. She's got 1 clue already. No, we're going to play this. She's going to buff it up. Oh, it's not time yet. She's playing physical resources. We paid the 2. That's first action. Second action is to move. In order to complete the move, she has to pass this willpower 2 test. So she's at 4. We will commit Dynamite Blast for 5. And we'll spend 1 for physical training to make it 6 to 2, so she's up by 4. Skull, oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 extra dimensional places into play. She was up by 4, so that's perfect. Okay, so her move was successful. She's got 1 action left. She's going to hit by this again. She will investigate. Shroud is 2. She starts at 2. She will add Prepared for the Worst to make her 3. She will spend 2 resources to make it 4. So she's up by 2. We need this to be successful. She's up by 2. Up by 2. Oh, -3. Darn it. Okay, so she fails. Okay, any enemies with Hunter? No. So we just reset. She takes a damage from that. Somebody else did get moved. Something disappeared and somebody got moved. It was her again, yeah. So she has to take another horror. She did get moved back to another dimension, I think when I had Rex move away, I'm pretty sure. Earlier. So that's resetting. Let's draw cards. Okay, we got a dodge. Get a resource. Draw a card. Deduction, which he doesn't need. She needs it. And get a resource. And go to the top of the round. This gets discarded at the end of the round. Okay, Rex's bad card is Dimensional Doorway. Put this into play, then draw the topmost hex card in the encounter discard pile. So this would be in between here. Like that, and there's a one-way. I think I screwed up earlier. I don't think Dimensional Doorway was connected to another dimension. Oops. Oh yeah, it's a one-sided. Look, I think I screwed up. Darn it. I don't have enough magnifying glasses. Yeah, I think I made a mistake earlier. I can't remember for sure. A little asterisk by this. We have to draw the top hex from the discard pile. Hazard. Choose one of the following card types: Ascent, Event, or Skill. Each player must discard each card in their hand. Event. He'll say event. Does she have any events? Yes, she has dodge. All right, her bad card. Test 5 willpower. Discard cards from your deck by however much you fail by. She's not spending any resources. She needs to save them for investigating. So she's down by 1. This is the reveal another one. If you fail, put a location into play. Oh, she was down by 1. So she has to discard a card because of this. And now we have to put a location into play. We just need to get out of here. Wormhole. Just looking for a location. Tear through space. It's the one that goes away at the end of the turn. And has a clue. Good thing this guy's not a hunter. So those are our bad cards. Rex could just resign. However, Rex can commit cards to help Zoe, right? So Zoe's going to take a resource for 1. I want to keep track of this for sure. She's going to investigate for 2. She's going to spend 4 resources on her Keen Eye to get 2 additional book. Rex is going to commit this deduction card to her skill test. So she's at 2, 4, 5, 6 to 2. She's up by 4. Up by 4. Oh, it's a 0. She'll take a clue. I think she gets another one. I don't know, because this was committed to her test, so probably she gets that. Then her last action, because that was her second action, she'll do this to spin 2 clues to resign. You go to Rex's turn. Rex will spin 2 clues and resign. Then here, if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. We're still in a pretty good position with quite a bit of health. It might have just needed to have been a little extra move to go 2-dimensional doorway over to where I then got the other clues at the edge of the universe. It's kind of a bummer, but I think it's still okay. I think we still would have been fine. We're finishing pretty strong at the end here. Okay, you discover a path that looks somewhat familiar and follow it. Even though your task is complete, you now understand that in closing the tear, you may never make it home. The fear of being lost here forever spurs you onward through an archway leading into an overgrown corridor. A damp wooden door leads you out into a pocket of thin rain and dark sky. Cement turns to gravel, then marble, then steel, then grass. You cross impossibly long meadows and make your way through dense woods before fatigue finally sets in. Drained of all energy, you cannot go any further. Your body gives out. Resolution 1. Well, that doesn't make it sound like we won. Resolution 1. Before resolving any other resolution, if at least one investigator was defeated, the defeated investigator read investigator defeat first. That's not the case. Resolution 1. Lying on your back in a patch of wet grass, you find yourself staring longingly at the night sky. Somehow, you are once again atop Sentinel Hill, unable to recall exactly how you got here. You're mesmerized by the night sky. Seconds become minutes, and minutes become hours. Eventually, you are found and lifted to your feet by a group of Dunwich citizens. What happened? What are you doing here? They ask you, frightened but curious. You can't seem to find the right words to describe the events that occurred beyond the gate, if they ever truly occurred. There doesn't appear to be any trace of Seth Bishop, of the creatures you fought earlier, or of the phantasmal and otherworldly gate. But every time you sleep, you dream, and when you dream, it all comes rushing back. In your campaign log, record the investigators closed the tear in reality. Each investigator suffers 2 physical trauma and 2 mental trauma, as he or she never fully recovers from his or her time spent outside the realm of reality. Each investigator earns experience equal to the Victory X value of each card in the Victory display. Each investigator earns 5 bonus experience as he or she saved the world from being torn apart. The investigators win the campaign. Sweet. So I don't think we have anything in the Victory display, so it's just going to be 5 experience. Okay, there you have it. The end of the Dunwich Legacy campaign. Like I said, I'm probably not going to do that extra damage and stuff. I just want to take these decks into one of the... maybe I might want to do that. I might want to take them into one of the little side adventure things, like maybe the Curse of the Ragaroo or Ragarau, however you say it, or maybe Murder at the Excelsior or something like that. We shall see. Lightning gun never got used in the entire campaign, I don't think. It never was shot. So I built up to it and didn't even get a chance to use it. Okay, that one mistake aside, I think that was a pretty good playthrough. I really enjoyed this campaign. I still really like this game. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying everything I put up on the channel. Leave me comments down below on anything else that you saw or any other suggestions you have for Arkham Horror, the card game. And I will hope to see you in the next one.